I'm still bullish on Filecoin. Now, why is that? It's because I still believe that its utility token called FIL could hypothetically go to the price of $100 during this bull run. And of course, nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. But why is that? It's because I believe that Filecoin has amazing fundamentals. Now, some people may not think that way because they see the price of FIL not doing the best. They're saying, oh, low prices means bad fundamentals. But I disagree. Low prices doesn't equal bad fundamentals in this case, because in my opinion, when it comes to Filecoin, its fundamentals are still rock solid. I mean, we got to think about this, right? It's a peer-to-peer network that stores files. And it's actually built on top of the same software that is powering the IPFS protocol. However, it's actually different from the IPFS because it actually has an incentive layer on top. And this is done to incentivize contents to be reliably stored and accessed. So yeah, that's how amazing Filecoin is. But to just put this quite simply, basically Filecoin is focused on decentralizing data storage. And now you got to think about this. Data storage nowadays, it's not ideal in my opinion because typically it's highly centralized, usually controlled by a single entity. Usually there's these multiple single points of failures. And of course, I think these are drawbacks that people don't really like. However, something like Filecoin does step in because it's looking to change all of that through decentralization. Because once decentralization is implemented, all of those drawbacks that I mentioned before, they're pretty much gone. That's how amazing it is. You have to consider how Filecoin, it's a pioneer because not many projects out there are focused on decentralizing data storage. Yeah, sure, there's Filecoin, there's Jasmy, there's Storage, there's Arweave. But really, other than that, the list kind of begins to fall apart, which I think is a great thing because imagine once mass, large scale, right? Institutional adoption for decentralized data storage solutions steps in. Guess who's going to be one of the few that's there to be chosen? It's going to be something like Filecoin because in my opinion, not having good competition is actually not bad whatsoever because again, if there's not many options to choose from, of course, the few that are there will have a higher probability to be selected, aka Filecoin in this case. And it's not like the data storage market is bad because it's actually predicted to be worth nearly $800 billion by 2030, according to Fortune Business Insights. So not only is Filecoin in the right place, in the right time, again, right, in a time that it doesn't have much competition, but it's also focused on the right market. I think this right here is such an amazing recipe for potential success, and I really can't wait. I think Filecoin, even though it's not a small project by any means, I think it could shock the world yet again and prove a lot of those critics wrong because I think that the race is far from over when it comes to something this amazing. So why would I not be bullish on it? And its utility token called FIL, it's not like going to the price of $100 is crazy because that's actually not the case. If it were to go to the price of $100, considering its current circulating supply, at that point, market cap would be around $58 billion. And you got to think about this, right? Something like BNB reached over $100 billion in market cap in the past. And is BNB this good? Personally, I don't think so because you take a look at, for instance, just last year, according to Crypto.com research, slightly over 2% of the crypto hacks that happened actually occurred on the BNB smart chain ecosystem. Now, you may be thinking, okay, slightly over 2%, that's not that bad. But in my opinion, when you consider just how massive the crypto space is overall, I don't find this acceptable. I think it's very unacceptable and yeah, it's just not great in my opinion. So if something like BNB can reach over $100 billion in market cap, why can't FIL at least go to around $58 billion? That's just the way I view it. And for the people out there that say, oh yeah, the bull run's over, I disagree. Bitcoin, first of all, hasn't even reached the price of $100,000 yet. I think the run is far from over. Imagine, let's say it crosses that. Let's say it goes beyond 250,000. The altcoin season is going to look legendary. So I'm staying patient. Also, even if we take a look back in history, which I already have, by the way, which is why I'm going to mention this, because we take a look at how, historically speaking, altcoins, they typically peak either half a year to a year and a half after a Bitcoin halving event. Now, the Bitcoin halving event happened back in April, so 18 months, a year and a half is October next year. 6 months, half a year is October this year. That's still some time, which I don't mind, by the way, because it's more time for me to accumulate FIL. Why not? Low prices for me is not bad news because if anything, it's actually a chance for me to lower down my average cost. For a lot of people, the ego may not be that great if they see their portfolio down, hypothetically. But for me, I'm ignoring that and I'm focused on just slowly but surely accumulating more and more because I know that in the short term, things can be very volatile. It can go up and down. But I'm not focused on the short term. Who cares about that, man? At least the way I view it is that as long as I don't sell, it's an unrealized loss. Now, not financial advice, but that's why I don't care. Even though, let's say, for instance, if my holdings are red, who cares, man? I'm focused on more so on the long term, short term movements. That really doesn't affect me. Anytime I earn income, I'm acquiring, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting. That's it. And why would I not wait? There's currently over 500 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. That's more than ever before in history. So the FOMO, buying pressure, buying volume could be ridiculous. Also, we take a look at the hype for the Bitcoin ETF. You take a look at the number of institutional investors Bitcoin has. The sky's the limit during this bull run, and $100 for FIL wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think this bull run could be that fantastic, and I think Filecoin is that amazing of a project. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Malik the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.